Hello, friends. This is Pastor Lance with Clergy and Police Alliance. Today, I have a message I would like to share with all my friends out there, as well as those that work in local, state, and federal government. I call this message Retake. I've been involved with federal agencies and federal groups, specifically DOJ and DHS, for the last 23 years. And I've seen a lot of different changes take place. A lot of the things that took place in the beginning years when we developed the partnership between faith-based organizations and the Department of Homeland Security was very limited. But as the years began to develop, we began to see the federal government expand its outreach to faith-based organizations. The only problem is they bypassed a lot of local governments. Now, I'm not saying that DHS and DOJ don't work with local governments, but they haven't really necessarily given them all the tools they need to be effective. Why that is, I don't know. And all I could tell you is maybe it's time for a change. The best way that I believe the Department of Homeland Security and Department of Justice could work with faith-based groups is to enhance the ability of local government to work with faith-based organizations. We've shared many messages in the past on our training with Clergy and Police Alliance about the power of neutral authority within the mayor's office, as well as law enforcement, as well as emergency management. The platform for neutral authority allows all faith based groups to work with local government, the mayor's office, law enforcement, as well as emergency management on an equal level. If the federal government would start enhancing the ability of local government to work with faith based organizations, we would see a transformation take place within our communities. I believe a good transformation. Why is that? Because no longer are we dependent upon the federal government to become the answer. We work with each other to become the answer to our own problems in our community. Think how strong a response we would have been able to have to the events that took place in the Carolinas, the hurricanes, as well as the fires in LA, as well as the terrorist attacks, if we had better enhanced neutral authority platforms within every community that has gone through struggles or incidents. How does the federal government do a retake? They re examine the way they approach faith based groups. No longer should they try to just reach out to specific groups. We would call that stovepiping, or develop direct lines of communications only with faith based groups, bypassing local government. The federal government shouldn't be the answer, but they should help bring an answer to developing communications between local government and faith based organizations. The more the federal government would begin to turn their attention on enhancing local government, working with their faith based partners, as well as those that we would call NGOs, non government organizations, the communities would become stronger and they would become more unified. No matter what happens in their community, lines of communications and relationships have been established. As we see this new government system coming up out of Washington, D.C., let's not go back to the same old practices. Let's do a retake. Share this videos with others. Share this with government officials. Let them know there is even a better way in which faith-based organizations can work with the federal government, working through local government, the mayor's office, the law enforcement agency there, as well as emergency management through neutral authority platform. I believe this will bring success and will build safe and resilient communities. Why do I say that? Because we've done it in the past, we can do it again. Let's go to those things that work.